All right, all right, all right. All right, guys. So we are live and in charge on a. Today is August 6th,
All day
Tuesday,
long.
7:30. Y'all's clocks were behind, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Y'all's clocks are.
There was a time change.
Somebody messaged us saying that, hey, where y'all at on there? But I believe y'all's clocks were off or something because we were on here. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I mean, y'all's internet must be on delay or something.
Get it together, people.
Yeah. So what's going on, guys, out there? If y'all can hear us, we'd like for y'all to click on the likes, the shares, the follows. Do all that stuff. And hold on, am I talking about my TikTok? Yeah, I am. Wrong thing. No, but guys, if y'all can hear us, we really appreciate you. If you can hit the share on there and tag some of your friends in there. We want to get in conversation with them today. Today we do have she's a teacher.
Yes.
Who hold on, I haven't even introduced you. I'm already jumping ahead, getting
know,
all
man.
excited.
I was already feeling sad, gonna take all my headphones and walk out.
I see.
I wouldn't have slapped you or anything, but
No, I mean, I felt like I kind of felt the tension with like the speak. I mean, no, are you an imposter? Are you an imposter or something, man?
That's a good one.
Yeah, so
we'll get into that.
So DJ Ray Ray is in the house. What's up, Mr. Ray Ray?
I tell you what, man, it's a great day. It was really hot outside, but we made the best of it, and we're here.
And then we got Sylvia in the house. What's up, Sylvia?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So and then of course we got me in the house, guys. We are
I gotta say this. It's Atomic Talk. I missed the intro, man.
So let's see. Let's make sure that we're getting volume out there real quick. Yeah, we are. All right, cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna get into some stuff here, but we're gonna talk about some stuff that's going on in the area right now. Stuff that's going on in the area.
Bro. I'm just finding out about it.
There's a crazy video going out there right now. Okay, so I don't know if this is just like BS. Like I don't know if they're just like bull.
Do you think it was a publicity stunt? Because where the camera is, you can't really see him get slapped.
No, he gets slapped. There's other people that are talking about it. There's other people that are conversating about it. Okay, so let me explain to y'all what's going on, guys. If y'all want the video, y'all share this page. Y'all share this post right now
for inquiring minds.
Yeah. So if you want this video and you want to know what we're talking about, so there was there's a rapper here who's a local rapper / comic. He does comedy as well. He's I think I went to school with Michael White. His name's Michael White. I believe I went to school with him. I've not. I know him from like the neighborhood over there. But he's a big time. He's a good rapper. He's been on a lot of talk shows, a lot of battles out there.
He's a hustler. He's a hustler, man.
Yeah, he hustles out there. And this guy, he makes spaghetti. He says that his girlfriend a long time ago taught him how to make spaghetti, and he knows how to make the best spaghetti. And everybody wants the spaghetti.
From what I understand, it is pretty darn good, man.
Yeah, and they really have said that it's really good. I have not tried the spaghetti, but a lot of people talk about the spaghetti. Well, anyways, this spaghetti, he puts a name behind it, like as it's so good, Slappy or somebody or something like that. And then this other person has a food trailer out here. I don't know exactly what it's called, G&J or something like that. Some G&J or
right.
something. And then he sells spaghetti on there too. Well, this other spaghetti guy did not like it, and he went over there, confronted him, and told him, you're being an imposter on my imposter on my spaghetti, and they kind of get into it, and he turns around and slaps him. Slaps him in front of inside of a club here locally in Corpus. Turns around, slaps him instantly.
Wow.
I don't know who's recording. I don't know if this was a stunt. A lot of people are saying that this is a stunt, and this is a setup so sales can go up. Which I believe their sales have gone up. So I mean, I really don't know if it's a.
So it's a food fight, but not the type that we're used to.
Yeah, exactly.
So would that be like, okay, you remember Back to America? Would that be like McDonald's going up to McDowell's and slapping him in the mouth? Slapping him?
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Ronald McDonald come over there. They said that was Miguel Blanco. I don't know who it is.
Miguel Blanco is Michael White in Spanish.
Oh, Miguel. Yeah. Okay, you got me.
You got to see who's posting it. That's why.
Oh, it's Carlos. Carlos. Hey, Carlos, we have an open we have a guest coming in a little bit. We had an open seat for you though, man. You need to come back on the pod.
Yes.
I dare you.
We are missing you out here, man.
I dare you.
Yeah, you
Was he the one that said Atomic Tom?
Yeah. That's him. So guys, this guy goes in there. He confronts him. The video's out there, guys. So y'all can look around for it or message me. I'll send it to you. The guy is standing there in front of him. There's a girl right there in front of him, and then he turns around and they're yelling at each other and turns around and slaps him. I mean, I think it would have been more funny if like he had French bread in his hand or something, like slapped him with some French bread or something.
With some French toast.
Yeah, some French toast or like some spaghetti sauce.
No,
like,
not French toast. Garlic toast. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, get some garlic in his eyes.
Because it's spaghetti, garlic toast. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good thing going on. Not a good thing, but a crazy
An
thing going
interesting
around
thing.
right now.
Well,
so
now I want spaghetti. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
he should have slapped him with a wet noodle.
With a wet noodle.
Yeah, so that thing's going around right now, guys. Like I said, I do got the video. Some people were looking for the video. I do got the video out there. I don't know. I mean, okay, so in the boxing world and the fighting world, it doesn't and make it more bigger for them to start selling more tickets for the events and stuff like that. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I know that the guy who has the trailer's been posting like my spaghetti's better and people are like going to go try it, and he's selling out on the spaghetti, saying that I actually sold out everything on my trailer today. So like I don't know the cat. I don't know I know he's on my Facebook there, but I don't know like his trailer. I've never ate at the trailer or anything like that.
I'm curious now.
I haven't ate at the spaghetti trailer either, but you know what? I mean, the spaghetti house, I guess we could call it. I believe he sells it out of his house or something like that.
So we should 1 week we should have one of the spaghettis, and then the next week have the other one spaghetti, and then decide for ourselves.
Just try it out. I think.
Yeah, I think
that's a good idea.
That's a really good idea.
And if there's gonna be 4 of us or 3 of us in here, the majority gets the win. Like,
right.
We like a.
But
That's a great idea.
is anybody slapping anybody around? Is the question. Said Michael White spoke the truth. I really didn't get to hear the whole argument there. I just saw the and I saw it looked like somebody was crying, but I don't know.
Who was that little girl that was chasing
goodness.
him out the door? Not the big girl. Not the
I don't know. I don't know any of those people. I just saw the video and I was
haven't
like,
even seen the video. I need to go see it.
yeah, you need to see it. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I think it might. I don't know. I don't know. It might have just been a stunt, to be honest, and kind of.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the police call on that? We got somebody that just got
the 911 call.
Spaghetti slapped out of them. got the spaghetti slapped out of them.
Oh shit! Yeah, a big shout out to David Martinez and to all the people that are watching right now, guys. We do have a guest going to be in the house today. She's a teacher who actually does tutoring from kindergarten to 6th grade, but I don't want to dip into that too much yet till she gets here, so we can pick at her brain and like see what she's all about.
A big shout going out to Roland Arias.
The Arias in the house. A big shout out to Eric Cantu. Eric Cantu in the house.
He came through. Thank you, Eric.
Man, those little banners on the side of my picture right here, man, they popping out, man.
Yeah, they look nice.
So before she gets here and everything, I just kind of want to do a little thing with about the election coming up, guys. Okay, so everybody's always complaining about the election. Not about the election, about Corpus.
About Corpus.
Corpus don't have nothing. Corpus don't have nothing. Corpus ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got nothing to do in Corpus. Corpus has, quite a bit of stuff. It is more targeted for retired elderlies, more for the, for people of elders to come our area, not the younger crowd. We're looking for the younger crowd. And
Bro,
the best.
So isn't it like, isn't Rockport the same way? Isn't the Rockport like a retired community area?
Well, that's actually what Rockport is.
But yet they have shrimpery. They have a bunch of.
Well, they have the shrimpery, but it's very. I don't know if you've ever like been out there and everything. They kind of limit to what they want to use over there. Like
really,
like they're like, nope, not gonna do that. Nope, not gonna do this. Not gonna do that. Well, that's the same thing with our city council, guys. If you keep somebody older in the top in the chair up there, what do you expect we're gonna get? What do you expect we're gonna get? Like honestly, think about it. If you keep, and this is not bad, this is not saying wrong or anything, but if you keep your grandma up in the chair and she says, "All right, next year this is what we're gonna do." If you keep your grandma up there, and this is just being honest, I mean it's the truth. Is she gonna adventure out to anything more modern? No, she's gonna keep it to exactly what she knows and what's best to attract that crowd.
Stay kind of old school.
And Eric, I mean, I know Eric. I know Eric Cantu. I know him well. I know him, really good here. He does have, businesses here. He wants to bring stuff to the city. And better yet, he's a Democrat. He's going to be from airline, from the district that he's in, District 3, runs airline to Molina. Guys, that's exactly where we are. That's where all the razas at.
That's our hood.
That's where the razas at. I mean, that's exactly who we need in the house at that. We need him on the chair where he can bring in, what we need out there, not just, the same old stuff, Bayfest being gone, hey, that was, come on, man. We the stuff that's going on down there. We had a mayor. We had a very good mayor before. We had a very good mayor. We had, another good mayor. But once again, it was very structured to keeping it very, old school. Now, I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, this Paula, she's bringing it modern. I mean, she's bringing it to life here. I mean, the whole art walk down there, shutting it all down. I mean, if you everything that's going on down there, there's a lot going on. And
or like the really, Jeffersons, we're moving on up.
Yeah, I mean, on the cool. I mean, what we need next is younger in the council. We need younger people on the chairs down there. And guys, I'll let you know exactly when it's time. I'll let you know when it's time to go out there and start getting the early votes and we need to get them into the city council down there where we can make actual moves instead of
fresh ideas.
Yeah, fresh ideas, fresh
perspective. Yeah.
Somebody who's actually going to go out there for us, not just on their own behalf and their own family. No, it's for us. It's for everybody in the raza. It's everybody out here that's dealing with, the normal life out here. But yeah, so once again, shout out to Eric Cantu out there.
Yeah, thank you so much for jumping on,
man. We went out to the art walk, Ray this past.
How did it go, man?
Man, it's fun out there, man. I would.
Now you know what? Before you go there, before you went to the art walk, we had dinner at a restaurant, man. And I really want to give a plug to that place because I really liked it, and I think if more people knew about it, more people would hit it up.
Yeah.
What was the name of the restaurant?
It was actually PKK.
Yeah.
PKK. I don't know what it stands for, but PKK. I mean, it doesn't have an explanation of what it stands for. Just look up PKK.
Guys, if you like a calm atmosphere with smooth music, man, these guys, they were playing jazz. The trumpet player, the flugelhorn player, they had a bass player, they had a keyboard player, they had a drummer, and the atmosphere was just. And I totally 2 thumbs up, man. If you guys have a chance to go, now they only do that, or they're gonna start to do it twice a month. Am I right?
Yeah, they're gonna move it from first week and the third week. Hey, Sylvia, I'm gonna put the camera on you real quick. I need to fix something real quick.
Okay.
So guys, if you have a chance, go check it out. It is downtown, right next to the police station.
Yep, right next to the police station. You get food, you get drinks, and you get music. And it's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and they do sell a lot of adult beverages. So.
Yep. And the food is awesome. It's Southern cuisine.
I had the fried fish. What did you have?
What did I have?
You had
I know there was yams.
The stew?
Oh, pot roast. I
roast.
had pot roast, I had yams, and I had cornbread.
Yes, I had the fish, the yams. And wow, amazing.
It was good. We'll be there next month.
Great.
For sure.
I'm going to be counting down. I'm going to put my alarm.
A reminder.
Yeah. No, guys, so you have a chance, go check it out. And then you guys hit up the art walk after that, all right?
Yep, that's what we did. And we had so much fun. All the bands, all the people.
Was there music?
There was music. I think we checked out maybe like just the little area that we walked, like 4 bands right off the bat.
Yeah.
and it was fun. A lot of young folks, a lot of diversity. It's a lot of different kind of people, and we had so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somehow, some way, but Ray Ray's camera's a little glitchy right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna remove it from Ray Ray right now. It's gonna only be on you, Sylvia, right
Okay.
now. I'm gonna put a different camera on him real quick.
Okay.
So it's all on you. Sylvia.
One more time. I should have brought my guitar. Okay, so anyone who's on here, I guess, what do y'all want to talk about? It's my little segment right now. We can say whatever we want. Shout out to Hilda Lerma Figueroa. How you doing? Carlos De Leon, David Martinez, Mary Gutierrez, Rolando Arias, Avery, my nephew, he's watching. And again, shout out to Eric Cantu. We were talking about him earlier in reference to city council. And so we're here. We're fixing to bring on a guest here shortly. She is a teacher and a tutor, and we get to pick her brain a little bit and just ask her questions. I will tell you, one of my favorite parts of the school year is the school shopping that I used to do for myself when I was a kid, and then for my kids when they were kids. They're not kids anymore. And then I will confess that I still shop for school supplies. That's my favorite thing to do. So, yeah, you can see our spare bedroom. I have tons of pens and pencils and all kinds of stuff. So, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Hey, so isn't like that no tax week
I
this
know
weekend?
it should be this weekend. It's usually like the weekend right before school starts. I can find out actually.
I
That
think
is a
it's
good
on
question.
the news. It's this week.
Let me take a look. See.
I think.
Does anyone know? If y'all know, y'all put it on there. Let's see. Tax-free weekend for Corpus or for Texas, right?
Yeah, for Texas.
Or for the U.S.
No, I think it's just a Texas thing.
A Texas thing for Texas 2024. Okay. So that begins Friday, August 9th and goes through Sunday, August 11th.
Yeah.
Oh, this weekend?
Yes, this weekend. So there's no art walk this weekend, but there's a tax-free weekend.
Tax-free, yeah.
That'll work.
That's going to be so fun. I love shopping for school stuff, even when I'm not in school.
So what else did y'all do during the art walk?
The art walk, what else did we do? We did, even though, okay, nobody judged me, but even though we ate at PKK's, we did have some snacks they have like trailers with turkey legs and things like that. So we got a few snacks from there.
Nice.
We kept
Oh, y'all ran into my good friend.
Who is that?
His name's Jack.
Yeah?
I'm just joking.
No, he ran into me.
That's a very inside joke, guys. Only you just have to know. If you don't know, okay.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So what kind of food traders were downtown?
Well, I know we had a turkey leg. I don't know the name of the trailer, but I know we had a turkey leg, and then they were selling the actually the ones you got from Buc-ee's, those pecans with the candy. Oh yeah, they had some of those out there. We got some of those. They were so delicious. And of course, we kept up with the adult beverages. Those continued on.
All right. Okay, so we got this fixed, guys. Let's see how this looks. All right, guys. So we got this fixed, and I'm back. Yeah, you're back. Everybody's back.
Yeah.
We do have. Let's see here. Let's make sure we got it all. Okay. Yeah, we're good. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We had
difficulties.
We had a camera that was like totally glitching out. I don't know what was going on there, but
this is what happens when the host is also the camera, the technician, and the the engineer, and wears all the hats. So that's what happens.
We actually have our guest in house. Are you ready to bring her on, Ray?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Go for it.
She's actually a schoolmate of mine. A couple of years ago, we went to school together. A couple years.
Just
a couple. I tell you what, man, Miss Don Lozano. How you doing, Don?
I'm good.
I tell you what, I ain't seen you in a while, man, but I've seen you, and you're doing some great things with you wrote a book.
I've written 5 books.
We need if you could put the mic more to you.
Yeah, I wrote 5
There you go.
books. I have 2 that are curriculum guides, and then I wrote storybooks to go with them.
Yeah.
So it's to show parents how to use a book the way a teacher would use a book.
Oh wow!
So it's like use literature like a professional.
That is awesome.
Okay, so So this book, you wrote it, you fixed it all, you published it, you did everything out there. I was actually looking up the book, and I was looking on Amazon, and I saw that it's published out there, and you can actually just go and purchase it. And this book right here is it teaches you as
It has the story in it called like Lily Pad Goes to the Park. But also, the cool thing about this book is, well, I learned teaching for so many years. When a teacher's trying to read a book, you've got kids crawling all over you. And it was hard to look at the book and keep my eyes on the kids. So I designed the book with the story in the front, but it's also in the back for the adult. And then there's questions like the way a teacher would ask. But then also in the back of this book, there are activities in every subject area.
Oh, wow.
So there's science activities, art, even cooking. And it's nothing that you need like a worksheet for. It's stuff that you have at home. So it's good for public school, private school, homeschool kids, parents for little kids at home that want to teach them something. It has all kinds of activities. So I have the curriculum books, and then there's the storybooks that go with them. So like if a teacher wanted to use the book, she could use it like in a small group, and each kid can have a storybook, and then she's got her teaching guide right here.
That is awesome.
That's smart. I mean, most people. Well, I guess because you were a teacher, right?
I had kids crawling all over me.
Yeah, so I mean, it would make sense for you to know exactly which route to go. You know what I mean? So, like, with that being said, like this book right here, are they able to? Is it in stores right now too, or is it?
Barnes and Noble has it. It's available on Amazon, and then I also have a Facebook page called the Lily Pads Adventure Series, and you can reach out and you can also buy autographed copies from me.
Oh, that is so cool. So you also have a tutoring class, right?
Yes. So I stopped teaching in January because I'm working on my PhD, and it was just too much to try to do the research at night after teaching all day. So, what was I saying? I forgot.
That you're doing teaching.
Tutoring. Oh, yes. So when COVID happened, I'm going back a little bit. We started teaching on the computer, which is a different type of teaching. It's not regular classroom teaching. And then I noticed how some kids weren't showing up, and education kind of got put to the side. So I said, I like this online stuff. I started tutoring in 2020, and I did it for 3 years for free. I said, I really like this gig. I can dig it. So when I stopped teaching in January, I took a little time off, and then in May, I was laying in bed, and I said to myself, you need to start tutoring. So I came up with the calendars, started putting it out there, and I tutor from K to 6th grade, any subject that they need. On Mondays and Tuesday nights, I have groups. So on Monday, we do Math Madness for 3rd to 5th grade. Then on Tuesdays, we do reading and English language arts, and that's also for 3rd to 5th grade. But I tutor kids from all over Texas.
Wow.
I've got Beaumont, Corpus, London ISD, Pearsall, Texas, Devine, Texas. So since it's online, I'm able to reach all across the United States, I guess.
That is awesome.
So do you think with the homeschooling thing that's helping you out a little bit, maybe for business, or?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of kids are staying home now. They're not.
A lot of
Right.
parents are contemplating
home.
whether or not, because teaching is not the way it used to
No,
be,
it's
like when
not,
we were
yeah.
in school. It's very scripted and robotic and timed. It's just not the same anymore. It's, you would think, but it's not. Valentine's, Christmas parties, those are all timed and quick. You don't even have birthday parties anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's so timed and scripted.
I wonder if it's because, do you think it's because there's just more students or maybe less teachers? Is that what it is?
It's a combination of everything, honestly. And then the programs that districts buy, they tell the teacher what to say, how long to say it, what language to use. They even tell teachers how to manage children. It's not just a teacher being a teacher anymore.
Just using her own.
I know there was a time that
Wow.
I held my daughter back in kindergarten just because when it was time for her to move on, I didn't think she was ready. And I confronted the principal and the school board, and I'm like, hey, man, my daughter is not ready to move on. I need to get her in some kind of tutoring or something. And their response was, well, there's other kids that are failing worse than your child.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, and wow, you say that with so much pride.
Wow.
And I couldn't get it. Anyway, we took her out of that school and put her in another school. And they helped us a little bit. But just the fact that one school, you're right, teaching is not the same. We went to the PTA meeting, and they sat us down and they said, okay, parents, this is how we teach your students. We give them a sheet of paper, and if they have questions, we'll show them a video, and if they have questions, they ask us. And my thing to them was, these are kindergarten kids. They don't know how to ask questions.
Yeah.
They have
What's
kindergarten
wrong with you?
computers. They have kindergarten and pre-K children that can't even spell their names.
Yeah,
Trying to
and-
log into computers.
And so
Wow.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking around, and I'm the one that are telling the parents, like, guys, you don't see something wrong with this? That when I was in school, the teacher would come up to us and ask us, like, hey, do you understand it? Is there any way that I can help you? Kids don't know how to ask those questions.
Yeah.
And
They
a
They
lot
have
of-
to be guided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even some teachers don't want them to ask questions. I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
It is insane.
That
It
is
is insane.
interesting.
You know, when we grow up, and even as you became a parent, there was play in the classroom. House, the little center.
I remember
does
that.
not exist anymore.
Really?
Play has been removed.
Wow.
And I think it's all turned academic, but they're not ready for that yet. Not at pre-K.
Yeah.
Not at pre-K and kinder.
Wow, man, that's just crazy. So with you say you got students from all over Texas.
Mhm.
Wow. That's so cool.
That's the cool part of being able to do online, because anybody can log in from. I had a kid whose
Perfect.
mom wrote me, I'm going to be late. I said, hey, you can log on from the car. So there he was on his phone doing tutoring from the
No
car.
excuse. No excuse.
I had one walking through Walmart,
oh my
still answering
goodness.
questions.
You want to be
Yeah.
on the phone? You want to be on the phone?
Exactly.
We'll put you on the phone.
Exactly.
That is
So,
interesting. I
what
love
is
it.
your hardest obstacle being online? What is it that you?
Getting people to register. I made it at a very cheap price of $20 a session, because tutoring is very expensive. It can go past $40 for an hour. But parents aren't registering their children. So this opportunity right now gets the word out that somebody's out there tutoring for $20 an hour. And that's super cheap. I have a parent who wrote me and said that it used to cost her $1,000 for a month. She's paying way less than that with me, way less. And actually, I have a really good time online tutoring. It's just like the classroom. We took a brain break. We were all dancing on the screen last night just to get our minds a break and then get right back to
a
it.
refresher.
So, yeah, it's different than a classroom, but it's still work. It's
Yeah.
still, work that we're doing on the screen.
That is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So with the people trying to register with you, is that okay? So the way they register and the time that you're scheduled, this is for after school, right? This is going to
I
be.
am available if you're a homeschool child or you have a different type of schedule. I'm literally available 24/7. So I have scheduling from Sunday to Sunday right now. I have morning and midday, because not everybody started in afternoons. But once everybody gets in that school routine, it'll probably just be homeschoolers during the day, and then the nights are going to fill up and the weekends are going to fill up.
That is
Great.
awesome.
That's awesome.
So with the schooling that what they do, okay, so I guess we'll kind of break it down a little bit. So if I have a kid and he's, just say for instance, in the 3rd grade, and he's doing homeschool, are we going to give you his schoolwork, what he's doing?
You could
Or-
tell me what he's struggling with. You could give me a breakdown of his curriculum, and I can gear it every week to whatever you want, because every session that I create is individualized per kid. No sessions are the same, except the group sessions. That's for a group of children, but each one is geared just towards your kid. So I talk to the parents first before I come up with a plan to see what exactly do you want, because some will just want reading, some will just want math. One, they're struggling with this or that, but I try to take them through the way it should be laid out, not multiplication before addition. I lay it out the way it should be developmentally appropriate for them.
So the group sessions are pretty cool, because if you're thinking of asking something, you never know, the next kid might.
Yeah, and we have a great time, and we use the chat
Mhm.
so they can ask questions, and it's such a beautiful sight. They answer each other's questions.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I here? Why am I here? And they help each other. Like, I started showing them how to write on the screen. So I didn't know how an iPad worked to get to the annotation device. So there they were across Texas telling each other how to get to the annotation. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Wow, that's cool.
And they're creating friendships with other kids in
Yeah.
other places. It's really nice. And if somebody's not there, they're asking for each other.
Nice.
So we're gonna kind of get with the whole homeschooling right now, because a lot of kids during COVID, a lot of the parents enjoyed and really liked the whole point of their kids staying home and being taught at home. They felt more safe, they felt more protected, and they felt that they were not being bullied and their kid wasn't getting in trouble. So they stuck to this. But I'm gonna, I guess, put this how I want to put it out there. I know of a couple of families that they did this, and as they were teaching their kid, they're not certified and they don't know how to teach their kid. And some of them, are really educated and some weren't, but they still didn't know how to teach this certain thing. And when they went back to school, it was like really tough. Like it was like, hold on.
They're teaching new strategies and new things that we didn't learn before. They have, different programs that teach different ways, and school districts are different. So you might go to one school district and learn math one way. You might go to another school district and they're teaching it with a different strategy.
Yeah. And that's what the big deal is, with you out there. I mean, you won't believe how many messages I've received. Hey, do you know anybody who does tutoring? Do you know anybody who does teaching?
And I enjoy it.
And they're like, my kid is, third grade. My kid is, this grade. And I don't know, like, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know that there was tutors out there like that. And, a lot of the tutors that I would look up, I would tell them, you could go online. It was mainly online schools. So the teachers were online, and I reached out to some teachers, and I know there's probably one or two of them that were on here just a while ago. I reached out to them and they're all like, man, I can't tutor because we stay to school till like 8:00 at night. And
bro, I had so much trouble trying to get my daughter tutoring at that time. I had so much trouble.
School districts have cut the funding for tutoring. Sometimes they don't pay the teachers at all. And teachers will just do it out of the kindness of their heart.
Wow.
Or they won't start till later in the year. It's not like it was before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what that one told me too. They were like, I mean, I teach this and I teach that, and it's impossible. I mean, I am so stretched out. There's like no way for me to do this. But I mean, that's really cool that you have that. And I know that there's a lot of kids on here. I mean, a lot of parents on here. They really want to keep their kids at home. They really, send them to school, but they're like, man, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
This
I even considered making like a YouTube channel to show parents how to teach their kids, because when they get the homework, they're like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I have
Homework?
no idea.
That would
That's
have
like
been me.
speaking
for
another
sure.
language.
I don't think I remember my daughter ever having homework.
Well,
anymore.
that's another thing. That's another thing that I wanted to get to. Since my son started 9th grade freshman, and this is guaranteed because I checked it. When he started freshman there, they never bring homework anymore.
Now, in a lot of schools, they'll have a policy of no homework because they want, the kids to go home and enjoy their families. And a lot of reasons, too, that some teachers that do have homework at their school won't send it is because the kids don't bring it back. I experienced that a lot myself.
I really do not remember my daughter.
Yeah.
But most don't. Most teachers don't.
Yeah.
When we were in school, we had homework with every subject.
Yeah.
Every freaking subject. And
Yep.
there we go with the backpack
Yeah.
with 10 books in it. And
Yeah. That was me. For
I'm
sure.
all, how do you have 10 books? We have 6 classes.
Well, now some schools don't even give them the books. They stay housed in the classroom,
Most
so
of them
they
do
can't
that,
even
yeah.
go home and study. So,
Wow.
like when I do my online tutoring, I give them resources like where they can find stuff to print out for themselves because they don't have books,
Right.
or
Yeah.
or videos or games or things that they can do to practice their skills.
Nice.
You see, and this book right here that you have, I'm actually going to jump over to this other screen real quick. Let's see if I could get it to go up real quick. It is, nope, not that one. Not that one. This one. Okay, so on the screen here, we actually have the information how to get a hold of you for your the tutoring, and then on the backside it has the Amazon where they can actually go type in your name, and I typed in your name and it popped up all your stuff that your 2 books there that you have for sale. And I was actually reading some of the reviews on it. That's pretty cool. Right there to the right hand side, guys, that's actually how she has the pre-K, I mean from kindergarten to 6th grade there. Is it actually available for higher grades too, or
Well, I'm only certified up to 6th grade. I'm sure I could help some older kids with writing. I don't know about that math, though. I'm not going to lie. Or maybe even the science, but I could probably help them with their writing and their reading.
cool. So I usually like to get to know our guest a little bit, and I know Ray said that y'all went to school together, so that's gonna tell me that y'all go to Moody or Ray. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
Both of them.
Let's get them right.
Yeah, so that's gonna put you in the Miller, right? Is that correct? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry about that.
He's actually a Ray Texan, so
Okay.
Yeah, my
Well,
son.
my mom graduated from Ray. She went to Miller though, but she graduated from Ray.
There we go.
But I tell you what, man, and I'm gonna say it right now, Don. If you've ever been, I told you I was gonna say this. If you ever been to a Buccaneer parade, you have had to see Dawn, bro. Like she's the baddest bass drum player, bro, that around.
Really? That's awesome.
Hold on. The
I play second bass in the
Yes,
Miller
the
alum
bass
Miller
drum.
alumni.
The
So-
biggest
so-
drum in the
Drum
bunch.
line.
That
so
is
at that point,
cool.
you're friends with a good buddy of mine as well too. That I just was out with, Joey.
Yeah, she knows
Ramos?
Joey.
Yeah, Joey Ramos.
That's one of my best friends.
Yeah,
Him and his wife Lisa.
yeah, him
Those
and
are
his,
my friends.
we were actually just with them this past weekend. Great
awesome.
people.
Those are good people.
Yeah, that's cool. He is all for the band. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, he's the leader of the pack. Those are
Yeah.
all his drums that were marching.
So
That's
so you want to
cool.
know what's crazy? He called me one day and he's like, "Hey, I know Miller's gonna play Ray today. He tells me come over and I could get you in, go over there. So I go in with him. He's all, but I can't walk in on your side, man. They will kill me if I walk in on your side, man. I'm like, no, I brought you a red shirt so you could wear it with me, man. He's like, no way. Yeah, but no, Ray. Joey, he's a good guy there. So you played the bass drum out there and the parades. What else? What else did you do in school wise besides?
I was in the Latin club. There was only a few of us. I was in the student council, but my main gig was that marching that bass drum. That
is so
my
cool.
mother was a drummer too, and she was a drummer at Miller and Ray, and both of my brothers are drummers as well.
Wow.
You know, there's even a picture circulating around, man. When we were in the band, the marching field, the drummers had this little thing they did, and she's actually playing standing on her head, bro.
Yeah, we used to do a headstand
She's
in our
been doing
drum
a
feature.
headstand playing drums.
We used to do all kinds of visuals, like the movie Drumline.
Yeah.
We were Drumline before the movie came out.
Yeah, no,
We
that's
were.
true.
Oh,
Yeah,
We were.
that's awesome.
We really were. Throwing
That
the
is-
sticks in the air, throwing our drums in the air. It's great.
yeah. We actually when we were in the band, man, it was like the Marine Corps. Like,
Yeah.
no, for real, like the Marine Corps.
We have Carlos. It says Carroll High School class of 46.
Oh wow.
No, class of 95.
He's not that old.
God dang it.
No, I had to mess with them. He wanted to bring out Carol on us. Yeah, I'll mess with you too, buddy.
Wow.
Edward Chapo watching class of 42. Not as clear. Yeah. No, so that's cool. Have you adventured with schooling to a different cities or anything like that?
Yes, I've taught here. I started off here in Corpus. I actually got hired before I even graduated because I guess I was that good. So I got hired here in Corpus, but then I moved and I worked in El Paso. I worked in Spicewood. Then I moved back to Corpus, but taught in Alice, and then went back to the school that I started at and ended there. And I
That is-
loved every day, every grade from pre-K to 6, and it didn't ever seem like a job. It was just like we got to party every day.
You know,
That's cool.
and that's a thing now because I talked to him. I'm gonna blast my son real quick. My son, I would talk to him. He was I don't know what grade he was in, but I tell him, hey son, how's the grades going? Talk. I would talk with him every day about grades at least once a week, and I'll tell him, hey, what's going on with school and everything. And I received an email, and the email says, all right, can you have make sure that you are keeping up with your work, and the work at the bottom it says make sure you download the app Monopoly, make sure you purchase as much as houses as you can do. I said, hold on, did I read this correct? Maybe I'm wrong.
Do do not pass go.
Yeah, I messaged my son, come to the room real quick, and he comes over there and said, "Hey, do you have the Monopoly app?" He's all, "Yeah, it's for school. I have to do it through school." And I'm all, "Hold on, are you being graded to play Monopoly?" He's all, "Yeah, is that? It's a economics class. Teaches us what to buy, what not to buy. How to invest in this. Try not to go broke." And I was all like, "Hold on, they're teaching you. They're grading you off of this." He's all, "Yeah, we got to turn it in every week to see what properties we own and everything." And I kid you not, he had 100 to that class every single time.
Awesome.
And I guess I taught him Monopoly well.
Yeah, I wanted to say something about grades.
Okay.
Parents get report cards that say A, B, C, passing, and they think their child is on grade level doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But in all honesty, there's research that's been proven where report cards don't reflect what students really know. So reports go home that are kept in backpacks that parents never look at, that'll have their reading levels, their math levels, but it's not on the report card. It may be a report given out another time, and parents will never see that. So when they see ABs, they think, oh, my kid's doing, let's say, fourth grade work. That's not true. Their reading levels overall are about 2 years behind. That's like an overall thing in Texas. And if you watch TikToks and other videos, you'll hear a lot of teachers talking about that.
Oh, wow.
And they're behind in their math skills as well.
Yeah, there was a time when my daughter was going to junior high, and I called her teacher and I said, "How did my daughter get an A in math when she can't even count money?"
Teachers help them in class to pass, but there's also an unspoken rule. I'm going to open a can of worms right here. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
There's an unspoken rule where teachers are not to give zeros anymore. In our days, you got zeros. It took 2 100s to bring no more. So you've got to work and try as much as you can to get that kid to get at least a 70. So that one kid may have got 6 chances when the other kid who did it on their own. You know what I'm saying? And it's still not the same. It's not equivalent. In all honesty, that child didn't pass that. But the report card grade will say because it got a 70.
Wow.
And that's the truth.
Hey, so what's okay? So there's homeschooling.
Mm-hmm.
And how do they keep up with who does not just go to school and somebody who's homeschool? Do you understand what I'm asking?
That's a good question. I do not know. I do not know how that is worked. But I know once that a child is registered, like in pre-K, you can't just take them out because they're in the public school system.
So is there a process you have to go through to homeschool them?
Yes, there are different programs you can choose to have your child taught.
So you can't
through
just
that
say,
program.
my kid's not going to go to school this year. I'm going to homeschool them. You
could say that, but you could just say that, and then you have to prove that they're involved in some sort of homeschooling program so that they can get Texas grades and be taught by certified teachers.
Wow.
Like
so they can't just stay home.
Grandma can't just teach them
and do nothing.
Right. And do nothing. Well, just like they have, isn't there like a certain court that they send you to if your kids don't go to school?
Yes, there is a court. After so many absences that you're registered but you never showed up, or you showed up last year and you didn't come anywhere this year, they find you and then they send you a letter. You got to go to court. Even
so
for truancy,
if they go to court and say, "Well, I was homeschooling my child," that's no defense.
You got to show me the proof. Oh, look. Oh, yep. They were homeschooled. They started in August. Blah blah blah.
Okay. Hey, Don. So, what inspired you to teach?
My grandmother was a teacher. My aunt's teacher. My great grandfather. So I come from a family, but teaching wasn't first on my list. I was going for radiology, and the first class I said I can't do this, and I walked out and changed my degree. I'm glad I did because this doesn't seem like work to me. This is like getting paid to do my hobby. Yeah. Even that's planning awesome. Is fun. I don't have a life either, but this is my life.
When I was in school, there was only like 2 teachers that like really wanted to be there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
The rest of the teachers, I kid you not, like I would go up to them and like, hey, what is the deal with this? You weren't listening or what? More like, no, that's the whole point. I was listening, but you didn't explain it right. And I was even a butthead at the age, 10 years old already. I was already calling out these teachers at 10 years old, telling them.
And I wish more would. I wish more would ask questions and speak up. I tell my tutoring kids, if your teacher doesn't help you with this, you tell your mom.
Yep.
You tell your mom that they're not reading this to you, and it's supposed to be read to you.
Yeah, but that's the thing now, though. That's the reason why it's kind of best to go with a tutor, because honestly, majority of them, and there's some teachers that really, set out to go and do this, but a lot of those teachers, I mean, it's considered a paycheck, and that's exactly what they're going for. They really do like the whole vacation. I'm off for the summer. I'm off for the Christmas break. I'm off and then they're back. But honestly, a lot of them really don't want to do it. I mean, but
it's not the way it used to be anymore, because teachers now are hammered down on a daily basis. If you have an administrator walk through and you're not on spelling at 9:15 and it's 9:20, a teacher will get in trouble. It's that scripted and timed. They'll pull you aside. Well, why weren't you? Well, there was a kid that just threw up. Didn't you see the janitor just leave? So we're off just a little bit. It actually happened to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Hey, guys.
that's making it kind of sad for teachers.
That is sad.
If you have a question for Don that you want us to ask, man, just write it down and we'll ask it for you guys, okay?
yeah, and to the ones that are homeschooling right now, because I know, I mean, I've talked to I did like the little booster club things at the school, and they're like, we can't get people to come back to school. We cannot get students to come back to school. They just don't want to come back to school. They rather just do homeschooling. But I know that I know that Corpus has this terrible how would you say it? I guess their education program versus like the homeschooling program are totally on a different level. I wish that they could like put them together and say like, hey, look, this is really
Follow the same type of-
follow the same thing. And then whenever, hey, I do want to go back to school,
they could just slide back in.
Yeah.
But it's the programs that the district's buying. It's kind of like who gives you the best deal. It's kind of like that.
That's interesting.
You see, because you see the like, I know some kids that they were like in 9th grade, I believe, or I don't know what grade they are in, but they said 9th grade, if I go back to CCISD, I'll probably be in 7th grade.
They shouldn't. It should be
What the
right on their
world?
grade level. But when they test them and they start doing their work, if a teacher sees that they're very far behind, then they should reach out. But a lot of teachers too do the push on. Just keep going.
But what I'm telling you is, this is kind of like, I know personally, they told me, hey, my kid's going back to school. I went to go bring them to the school, and they checked what the equivalence is, and they said
Unreal.
it's 2 years off. Like there was one that I actually knew that she was a sophomore, and they said, since she's already 16, we're going to put her in 9th grade, but she really should be in 8th grade.
Did she struggle? Do you know?
No. I mean,
Well, I think it's kind of like what you said. The report card showed one thing, but the actual, the knowledge behind
And
it.
they're
showed
telling
something
her
different,
that she's 2 behind, but she did okay. So I don't understand that 2-year behind stuff. That should not, especially if it's a Texas program, it should not be unequivalent. They should be at the same level.
The same level.
and
They should
that's
be being taught the same skills.
and I actually, that same little girl went to, she said, I went to alternative instead. When she went to the alternative told me, I actually talked to one of the teachers from the alternative, and she says, yeah, it's pretty much equivalent to like 9th grade with us, not 8th grade, but with them, it was equivalent to like being in 8th grade.
And that school should be the same as the CCISD or whatever district it was.
Yeah, you see, and
Wow.
it's totally, right now with the whole homeschooling, it's kind of really bad if you don't investigate it really well.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad. That's why I would say, if you have the funds for it, if you can do it, reach out, get a tutor, keep them as far advanced than from what they're giving you right now.
Yeah.
Put them even more advanced for if you do decide to slide them into CCISD or any other schools, you're still equipped with them. And it's really hard because my wife is Sylvia, and I'm not a teacher. And I pretty much will not teach my kid. I mean, I teach them how to live a life, but it would be probably my wife to put them through school. I believe it would be really hard for her to not have any kind of degree behind schooling wise. You know, your degree would be separate from what it is to be teaching the kids and thinking that they're, you know, to you personally as a parent, my kid is the best. My kid is the best.
Right,
you know,
right.
You know,
They are the best.
yeah. So whenever they
I
read,
agree.
whenever they read the ABCs, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, you did it amazing. But to an actual real teacher,
Yeah, there's a
They're
difference
like-
between I know my ABCs and I know that's an A. I know that's an A.
Right,
It's
Exactly.
different. It's
and,
different.
and to me, I would be like, oh yeah, you're doing really good. And a teacher comes in and says, hold up, you're not doing really good, you know, because you're the parent, you're always going to think your kid is way advanced and you're always going to think your kid is doing amazing. You know, reach out.
And
Just
then
check
those
the-
report cards say A's and B's, so
Right.
you're assuming so. But always check those backpacks and ask those teachers about those reading reports and those math reports, because those are the true reports of where your child stands against other students in their class, in the city, and the state. Kind of like a STAR, they take benchmark tests and things like
Right,
that throughout
right,
the
yeah.
year, and that's a good standing. Now, I'll say this about STAR: they changed the levels. It's not passing. 70 on a STAR is not passing. It could be dropped to a 36 or a 46. It's not the same grade equivalent. So some parents panic when they see, oh my God, my child got a 56 on the STAR, but the passing was a 46. So they actually passed.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
So
that
it's
makes
not
sense.
equivalent to a regular
Yeah,
report card
it's a
grade.
different grading scale. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Well, thank you for changing stuff after we graduated. Right?
I feel like it's harder now.
Okay,
I,
so
I
now,
think I don't know.
So now, guys, I'm gonna bring something else into light that Don does, and that's fashion jewelry.
Oh, yeah, I sell some jewelry. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my jewelry? What?
Yeah, I have some on my page.
Hold
I actually have
on,
a
hold
sale
on.
going on right now.
Hold on. Where's my little thing at? Hold on. Let me see where this
It's
is.
on my personal page.
He's probably saying because I love to shop jewelry, clothes.
Jewelry, clothes.
He already
I'm like-
knows.
He
You
likes,
have a new customer right
he,
here.
he likes buying guitars.
Guitar,
Okay, she gets
everything.
jewelry.
Yeah, she's a shopper. She's
I am.
always
I love
shopping.
shopping.
Yeah, so
Me
you
too.
do fashion jewelry.
I sell some jewelry on my page.
So then let me ask you this: do you still do the music?
You mean play my drum?
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Every
full
year.
drum set?
No, I haven't done a full drum set in quite some time, but my brother has one on his ranch that I'll go and mess around on with him, and he'll play the guitar. Well, you know,
That is
dabble a
so
little.
cool.
So I don't know if you know, but she beside you is Grupo Imagen.
She has
She's the
a-
accordion.
I am a
Yes.
musician.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's why when you're like, I play the drum, I'm like, what? Oh my god.
Girl
Yeah,
band.
she's
Warm,
a-
fuzzy feeling.
Well, she actually she's the accordion player. Her sister was the bass player, and her niece is the bajo player. And then, of course, we had different ones, but now it's been switched over. And then we had a percussionist was another. Her name was
Awesome.
Denise, and then Larissa, the singer.
That is
So-
so awesome.
And now she actually plays guitar. She plays accordion still for Grupo Imagen, but she also plays guitar, electric guitar for
wow.
Sonora.
Hechicera.
There you go.
Wow, I'm
Hechicera.
impressed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
never
so-
learned guitar.
Needless to say, I love music. So when you brought up music, I was like, oh my goodness, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really, really cool. So the whole schooling part is amazing because, you know, and I'm more than sure everybody out there has done this. I had a teacher, and this was
Few
sixth
years
grade.
ago.
Sixth grade. Was she sixth grade? Seventh grade. Sixth or seventh grade. And this teacher loved to teach. She loved to teach. And I went into her class and she helped me like there was no tomorrow. Like, honestly, I don't know like what the book was even about, but she broke it down and she said, Scott, we're going to go back over this page. We're going to go back over this page. And she would keep me late after school. And I was like, ma'am, I want to go home already. And she's like, no, you got to. And I kid you not, this book was the test that she would give because she didn't give you no grades through the whole period of times. This book was going to be the test.
So it was like a culmination of all your skills.
Yes,
in that one
exactly.
book? Mhm.
And what's really crazy is she taught it to me in the beginning. She's all, you're the first one that I'm going to teach it to. there's a whole class. There was a whole class of probably 27 of us. And she picked me out and she's all, you're the one I'm going to teach it to first. So in December, you're going to get 100 guaranteed because you're going to learn it first. And I remember her, we would get out at 4 o'clock and I would stay till like maybe 4:45 every day. Every day. And finally, she gives me this thing and she's all, here, test on it. And the first time I got probably like a 80. She's all, you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to me. And I said, ma'am, I'm paying attention. I got an 80. I mean, 80 was...
She knew you could do better.
But 80 was perfect in my whole life. Like, everybody was like, if you get an 80, you're golden. I'm happy with an 80. So I was like, an 80 is good. 80 is good. And she comes up to me. She's all, I don't accept lower than 100. I'm all, that's not fair. I deserve one mistake. She's all, you don't deserve a mistake. If you're staying here till 4:45 every single day for 100. A whole month, you should be 100. Said, okay.
Pay attention.
She gives it to me again. And then I brought it up to I missed like 2 or something. She's all, do you know what you did wrong here? I said, ma'am, I know what I did wrong because it's true or false. Because if I put false, it must have been true. And she's look, I'm gonna switch it though. So I got it and I got the 100 on it and I went to her. And then when it came to December to take the test, she gives me mine and she's here's your paper. And she's the answers are the same as before. I said, I thought I already took this test. I didn't have to take it again. She's no, you have to take it again. I said, ma'am, I don't remember anything from that period of time. So, yeah, but she was an amazing teacher. There were some teachers that went out of their way. And there were some teachers.
But you know what, bro? I'm going to tell you something. You took what she taught you and you took it to life.
Yep, exactly.
Because you in your life, I've learned this from you. You do not accept failure.
No,
you do not know the word you can't. You don't know the word can't. I've learned that from you.
And my big deal in life, and I might have not succeeded on some adventures that I've done, but I'm not dead yet, so they're not over.
And you don't know unless you try. You don't know unless you try.
Well, I mean, I've adventured in every which way possible, but if I didn't succeed on it, I'm not done. I promise you, I'm not done. Before I die, I will succeed on it. And if I die, then it didn't really matter to me. But I would succeed on it. But yeah, so that's so cool. I really enjoy actually having a teacher who actually loves
to
her
teach.
job.
Oh, every single day.
That is so cool.
How long have you been teaching?
It was 23 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And I loved every day. You can ask any student who I've ever taught, and they'll tell you we had a ball every single day.
So if anybody's watching and you're a student, we would like for you to comment on here. That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
Some of them are already grown up, married with kids, and I tell them, and I'm still single.
And I'm still single. I'm still here.
Hey, Don, so if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, where can they reach you at?
They can reach me on my Facebook page, which is my name, Dawn, the initial D, and then Lozano. They can reach me on my Lily Pad page, the Lily Pads Adventure Series, or my phone. You can text or call 361-677-1084.
Nice.
And like I said, I'm available like 24/7. This is what I do. I live and breathe it. And I also working on my PhD, so that takes up some time too.
Oh, wow. So is that for teaching or what is a PhD?
My PhD I'll have a doctorate in curriculum and instruction, and my study is going to be for bilingual students to see whether or not a book that's a math book, storybook, helps them with the use of manipulatives. Not just reading a story like this is reading a story and actually building and learning what the story is telling you at the same time. And I want to see if that helps them learn the math concept for the week.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is
There's
awesome.
been studies with just the read alouds in math, studies with just manipulatives, but not the combination for bilingual students all over the whole world. And I'm like, what? Nobody's done this.
Yeah.
So here I go.
Wow.
Nice.
So I also have another question. Since you do tutoring like that, is there a certain tutoring that you can give for kids with ADHD?
I have some students with some disabilities right now. I even have some slightly autistic students that are in my tutoring as well. Some with audio issues and just ADHD. And they'll be sitting on their chair, but they're See, that's the thing about ADHD and in a classroom. If there's a lot of movement, some people can't handle that. If you're in my classroom, I get it. So, like this one student sitting on their chair, bouncing up and down, but answering every single question. But you're
okay
home.
with that.
You're home. You can do what you want.
Right,
You know,
right.
in a classroom, you got to try to manage that because if they see that person jumping and the other person, then you got jumpings, little jumping beans. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very capable of doing that. And if parents are right there with them, they could help manage. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, do you? Okay. So with that being said, you teach from kinder to 6. Is it going to be a certain, like, is going to be a challenge doing a kindergarten?
Oh,
or-
it's very different. I don't have any kinders right now, but I would know. I don't think they could sit for a whole hour. It would have to be a shorter amount of time. We got to see what your baby can do. You can start with 30 minutes. We can even start with 20 minutes just to see what they can stand and then maybe build their stamina to it. But it's very different. The attention span, the timing.
The approach, yeah.
Yeah, what I'm going to do with them. Can they do this? Can they even write? You know?
Yeah, and with your success on ADHD and like autistic kids, do you would you say that you're pretty good with helping out autistic kids?
Yes, and also throughout my 23 years, I was that teacher that those kids came to into the classroom. They would choose me because they know, I have a lot of patience, and we have a good time. So they just come right in. And the kids, since we have that type of environment, we're very accepting of whoever walk through the door.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And even the kids online, they don't know who's what online, and they just love each other. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, stop moving your headphones.
I know.
Ray. That's a really big deal there. That I run across that, especially with ADHD kids, autistic kids, mentally challenged kids, that it's really tough for them to be in school, and it's really tough for them to find a teacher that can actually help them, because most of the teachers are dealing with another 30 kids that need help as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that that I think is really, really can help some of these kids out there.
This tutoring can, because those kids that come into the room, they're not at the grade level in math and reading as the other kids, but they still want the teacher to teach them at that grade. It's like a waste of time. They're not there yet. This may be a 5th grade class, but they may be at a 2nd grade level, and you're trying to force 5th grade and give them a grade for that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's not fair.
So I did something we're not supposed to do. When some of those kids would come to my room, I'd still give them work at their grade level so they could feel successful when they came to my room. Not
Right.
every time I come in, everything's going to be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
That's
still,
not.
on the down low, gave them some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going back to that teacher, I think she noticed it. She did that to me too.
You're seeing a lot of similarities,
Yeah.
right? You're like, it's
Hold
coming
on.
together.
Were you teaching? No, I'm just kidding.
Deja vu, man. Deja vu.
Possibly.
That is awesome, though. I love that. I can see that, it's your passion and that you love it, and, that you're going that extra mile, not only for the kids, but also, for,
It's
for what you do.
parents, too. Parents need help. They
yeah.
don't know how to help their kids.
Yeah.
I'm here to help, and
That
I
is
enjoy
awesome.
it, and I enjoy everything about it.
I appreciate that. Because
Thank
it's
you.
one thing knowing, I can do math, simple math, maybe, but it's another thing teaching.
And
that
then
there's
teaching them the strategies that are being used now is
Yeah.
not the same like we
Right,
used
exactly.
to use.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I was like, wait, why did you do it that way? Try it this way,
Very-
and it's
very
like, no, Mom,
different.
that's not how we do it. I'm like,
So,
"What?"
so I also have another question on there. Hold on, I just forgot it. No. That's my whole issue right there. I'll forget my
forgetting stuff. Yeah.
I just forgot. Oh my God.
That was me. Earlier.
That's because it was a really good question too. That it was going to help me.
That was good. Oh, okay.
It was
It'll come
actually
to
good.
you. It'll come
Yeah.
back to you.
Hold on.
It will.
It was. Oh my God. What was it?
We were talking about coming full circle.
What y'all were
similarity. Like me knowing something, but then just
got
because I
it.
know it, I don't
Got
know how
it.
to teach it.
See, that's what I needed.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So like when the math problem comes out, and I guess it's probably going to be a little different because, it's not
Everything's
lower.
different.
When they would give me math problems, in school. They would give me a math problem. They put it on the board and they would tell you to work it out. I couldn't work out the math problem, but I could give you the answer instantly. And the teacher would tell me, how did you do that? And I don't know.
That's called mental math.
Yeah.
There are some students that can do that. They don't have to write it down. They'll just have the answer.
Yeah. And I was in math, like honestly in math, that's my mastering in there. And when I was in school, the guy my teacher, I remember one of my teachers, he would be writing on the board and say, Scott, don't shout it out. And he's writing it and I'll have the answer and I would get the first couple of times he would tell me, did you have a calculator there or did you look it up or something? And of course we didn't have no phones at that time, but, no, tell him, I said, no, I know what the answer is. And he'd tell me, okay, well, write it out and everything. And my whole deal was I couldn't do the process unless I like had a whole bunch of time on it. But other than that, I would give him every single answer and he'll come back and tell me, there's no way for you to get these answers though. And I said,
well, obviously there was.
Yeah. And I would give them all to him and sometimes they would think I was cheating. They would like, there's no way for you to.
No, they're kids
remember.
like that.
And you know, another thing for spelling, I have a photographic memory. So like, how do you deal with that? If you gave me words for spelling words, they would give us 10 spelling words. 10 spelling words are easy in my memory.
Well, 100
so like,
for you and a gold star.
Yeah. So like I would come in and like, especially if they did like sad, mad, pad, you know, I was all like, oh, really? These are too easy. I just got to remember the S, the M, that, you know, and I would, you know, and it was so easy like that. I don't know how many kids actually really do that, and they don't really.
They still have spelling, and it's like a list of 20, but the words are a little bit more difficult. And I have to say this, I've noticed over my 23 years, spelling is getting worse and worse with the kids. And I would have to attribute it to texting because you can abbreviate everything. Yeah. Or you can just Google anything, say it. You don't have to spell it, and it'll come out for you. So spelling has become an issue, and punctuation. They don't use punctuation. I remember this one kid wrote a whole page, not a single period. And I said, go put your punctuation, your periods in random places like it snowed.
You know, I mean, it's the truth.
Well, my kids make fun of me for using punctuation and for spelling the whole word out. They're like, Mom, that's not necessary. Just, you know, like the way you said, abbreviate. And, you know.
The I, like I love you, they don't capitalize I anymore. They just don't. I don't know why. I just told my tutoring kids that tonight. Yeah, you'll look at any kid's page. It's a little I.
Huh, that's so crazy. You know, you being the teacher that you are, you should do a TikToks. You should really do TikToks explaining like words and stuff like that. Those really do. My
brother's been telling me to do that for quite some
just because it's little clips and just like a little, how did you say it? Like just a little
like
tip.
A tidbit?
Like just a little tip. Boom. Like 30
That's
seconds long.
But,
you know, a lot of the people,
that'll stay with me.
You know, don't know like certain words, like, you know, the twos and the two.
The there, and there.
Yeah. And you know, those things really
and homophones,
Yeah, you really should do them. And, you know, I wouldn't mind helping you out here and getting you set up with them here. Yeah. But yeah, that would be a really good thing to do there. The whole mixing up the letters and all that stuff in there. What is that? What do they call that?
Dyslexia.
Dyslexia. Is that something that they can be taught to help them work with that? Or?
There's different strategies for that, but there's also different materials that they can use, like the color of the paper, overlays, different colors work over the computer too, to help them see the letters in the correct forms.
Oh, wow.
There's tools that teachers, if listen to me, if you have a student, your child is dyslexic, make sure that their teacher is using whatever tools are available, because the students won't ask for them. Right. So there they are struggling because they're afraid to ask the teacher. Well, ask the teacher.
I'm going to be honest with you. I am, my age now, and I went through my whole school not knowing that I had dyslexia.
Wow.
I did not know that.
You were never tested, huh?
They didn't care.
They do. They test now at a very early age.
But when they test for that, are they actually putting it in their records to help with that?
Yes, and then if your child is identified as dyslexic, they'll call you in for a meeting. They'll say, we can have this available for your child. And even though you sign and you say, okay, I'm going to get all these things, you have to make sure that even though it's legally a contract that those things should be done, make sure the teacher's using them, not just on the test, every day. Because if they don't have it every day, then they keep getting behind, when they could have the tools available to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And then once they're identified by law, they need to be provided whatever it is that they need.
Wow.
Civic,
A lot of people don't know that.
There's a one that's on there that Robert put on there when I was in school.
Robert, when I was in school, I struggled when I would read and I would come up to a word that would stand out, like the word bear, and I would keep reading. And at the end, they would ask me what the story was about, and I would say something about a bear, and the story had nothing to do with a bear.
I mean, that's understandable.
I can relate to that even now. Honestly, I'm like when I skim through papers, I'm like, yeah.
But that's the thing though. Like what he's saying right there is a lot of people do that, and what's bad is you have teachers that actually care and they will watch for that and say like, hold on, he's not. That's what I was just telling you about on that book that I was reading. She pulled me out. You got to remember that I was dyslexic. Whenever she taught me this reading. So maybe she knew already. She noticed it. Yes. And she pulled me out and she got me to get this 100 on this test that I will tell you in reading, if I didn't remember everything, I probably would not have passed it.
Yeah.
With this, what she broke down with me, but she broke down with me for like, I would say at least a month and a half before she even helped any other student in that class. They were like, you're the teacher's pet. I'm like, no, I'm trying to go home. She don't let me go. And
it's not me.
But that was the deal though, because the teachers don't look for this. They're not looking for that. They're not looking for
If you're not labeled, like in an early grade, you'll be lucky if you find a teacher that says, you know what, you're in 4th grade already. Why haven't you been tested? I think you're dyslexic. And then but this is another thing with districts. You say, okay, this child, I believe is dyslexic. They put them on a waiting list to take the test, and they might not get tested till the next year.
And is there like certain level of dyslexia?
That I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I don't see them always messed up like that though.
I would imagine so, because some are probably more extreme than others.
Yeah.
Some are probably just certain letters.
Another thing that I to the parents that are out there that are watching and the teachers that are listening, and I don't know if you ran into this, but from the age of like pre-K to probably like 6th grade, they would test me for eyesight.
Yeah, they do that. And eyes and ears.
Guess what?
What?
I remember the whole chart.
I have a friend who's like that.
I remember the whole chart. So I could tell you exactly what it was because I did not want to wear glasses. I could tell you them right now in my head, RSTPR, and then I could tell you which number that is. I could tell you E and F. I know exactly what they are, and I got a photographic memory of these. So when I would go and take the test, they'll tell me, read the last line, and I'll they're like, okay, slow down.
But the teacher should notice in class if you're squinting, going really
And
close to your
he
screen.
does. Even till this
See,
day,
but
yeah.
they
Does he
didn't.
have contacts on right now?
No.
Todo, yeah. You need your glasses. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing though. Like I went all these grades, and without them finding out that I needed glasses and that I needed my eyes
And
checked.
that's a teacher's job too, is to notice those things and bring it up to the parent, send them to the nurse. And then there's resources even today for kids to get glasses for free. And if you can't afford them, ask the counselor, ask the nurse, ask the teacher. They can help you and direct you in the right way.
Wow, that's cool.
There's a lot of resources out there in schools for families with needs. All they have to do is call. All they have to do is call their school.
Can you read that one from Carlos?
Yeah. So Carlos Cuellar said, what's crazy is some of these kids can't read or write in school, but you give them my cell phone and they're texting and texting.
It's not the same type of writing.
Yeah, it's different.
AI.
Yeah, AI. Crazy cell phones actually help kids learn how to write and spell. Not necessarily, because I feel like even just texting, you can set it up for it to finish your word All I got to put is like the first 3 letters.
and
It
it'll bring
finishes
it
a
up.
word, and you just pick that word that you're looking for. So it's
So
just,
teaching can be done through a phone too. Teachers have, especially in high schools, taken the cell phone and turned it into an activity like
Yeah.
Monopoly.
oh yeah.
Use that as a tool to teach them.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
with elementary, not so much. Afraid they're going to break them. Not everybody has a phone, but in high school and junior high, I know of teachers that have used the phone to teach different things.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Make it a tool. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Because I'll say this too: we are not teaching kids the way they need to be learning right now. Technology is way behind in schools compared to what kids know they can do.
Yeah. Out in
know?
the real world. Yeah,
Yes,
for
you
sure.
give them the opportunity, they will tear it up in
Yeah.
a good way. In a good
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, and there's a certain kid that I know that, man, this kid is like a little Einstein. He I don't know what school he goes to, but he's a little Einstein. I believe he's like top 5 in his school right now. And I went to him the other day and told him, I said, "What do you think about in life? What are you planning on doing?" And he came back to me. He's I was kind of gifted to be pretty smart, and I think out of everything that I'm gifted, I think that I want to become a teacher after everything's done. I said, "But you wanted to do engineering?" He's yeah, but I really feel that there's a lot of engineers out there that they love what they do and everything, but I don't think there's enough teachers that like what they do. I was like,
It's true. You'll find only a handful in each school. That are truly happy doing what they're doing, and those teachers will find each other in the school. We know who
Really?
each other
Y'all stand
are.
out. Y'all stand out.
Yes,
That's awesome.
and we're
That is
usually friends.
awesome. Yeah. And we know as parents, like we can tell the difference.
I've
The
heard
ones that
that.
want to be there and the ones that do not want to be there. And I get it, but at the same time, it's like, hey, my kid's at stake here. His or her education's at stake. Like,
That's right.
yeah.
In over 23 years, I not only made friends with every single student, all their parents, their grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody.
Mhm.
I have the brothers and sisters come into my class. I've taught families. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I go anywhere and somebody will say, "Miss Lozano,"
Yeah. That's awesome.
I told everybody this story before, but I always thought that y'all teachers had a
I know where you're going.
superpower, and like,
Energy? Coffee?
no, it's really weird
Breakfast?
because I would go with like my mom as a kid, and I would go places and like go to Walmart and HEB. Where would y'all shop at?
Regular stores. Well,
No, y'all never shopped at those regular stores. Like once in the blue moon, I would see my teacher, and I'm all like, "Oh, that's my teacher, Mom," and she's all like, "Yeah."
It was strange, right? Seeing her
it was
out of the element.
Yeah, like it
Still
was
now.
it
Still
was
now.
so weird. Like I would walk into HEB, and she was like, one of my teachers like grabbing milk, and I'm all like, "You drink milk?" And she's all like,
they think we live at school.
Yeah.
I tell them that because I would have class pillows and I say, right up there on that shelf, that's where Mrs. Lozano sleeps at night.
but it's really weird though, because as a kid, I really thought like,
We lived at school.
did y'all didn't come out like
Yeah,
y'all?
they were just teachers. That's
Yeah,
it.
they
were
were
the only
teachers, and
teachers.
they didn't have no other life.
They were not human.
And then like when I got to like fourth or fifth grade, I met this one teacher. Well, I was actually the principal, and she had a kid there, and I was all like, "You have a kid here?" Like, what? How
Y'all
did
have
this
kids?
happen? Like, and
Y'all
she's
are
all like,
robots.
"Yeah, I have a kid. Like, she's my daughter and everything." And I'm all like, You're gonna tell on us every time, I was all like, "You're gonna tell on us and everything." And she's all like, "No, I'm not. She's just the principal, or she's the teacher, And it was cool. It was a really cool. I really just didn't understand the whole that the teachers actually were just human and were out and about.
Just people.
And then later on in life, I met up with teachers, and we're out and about, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a teacher." I'm all like, "That's so weird. It's still so weird." Like I just didn't, I always thought it was so weird because, none of the teachers would never like.
Was that like where you're like, "You're a drummer"? What?
Yeah, like
Yeah, my students freak out when they see me because I'll show them videos of me playing and they're like, "Oh my God." They just look at me like, "Who are you?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's me. That's another part of me. But that's me.
What's kind of cool is like how you said about seeing teachers later in life. Kids that I taught when they were 4 are they like in their 20s now. So if I go through a drive-through, it's like, Miss Lozano. It's like, sometimes they don't look the same. I've got to see a picture when they were small because everybody changes so
Yeah,
much. But
yeah.
sometimes I don't recognize
You're
those
like,
little
Well,
faces.
okay, so there's one person that is very well known here in Corpus, and he started off as a teacher, and then he went to an ISS teacher, then he went to an assistant principal, then he became the principal. Is Mr. Chavez.
Okay.
Man, Mr. Chavez will spank me all the time as an assistant
Back
principal.
in the day.
But what's crazy is
Ram?
yes,
Okay.
and what's most crazy is that he had to come up with this line that he has to say because he had so many students and so many principals and so many
throughout
kids
the years.
throughout
right?
his life that anytime we go up to him, this is his line, and I tested this line. And I sent other friends that were actually in school with me and they knew him as well. And I go up to him and say, "Hey, Mr. Chavez, you remember me? Yes, you were back then. You were a bad kid, but now I'm pretty sure you became a good kid. I knew you were gonna do good." Then later on, I saw him again. I sent another friend, went up to him. Yes, you were a bad kid back then, but so I did it with like a lot of people, but he never did it with the girls. He would never say that they were bad kids. He's like, "I knew you were always gonna be good. Don't." So I remember that he had this little line that he tells everybody. So I always wondered of all my teachers if I ran into them that they were gonna tell me the same
Another
thing.
one he says a lot is, "Oh, you were this big and now you're this big.
You were this big and now,
and
you're this big.
And then you're like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
but there we go.
perfect. Yeah, like he just got me. I was
He's like, wow, you do remember me. Oh my gosh.
Can
So
you-
Carlos just said something I can relate to.
What did
Okay.
he say?
Find it. He says, try running into your teacher at the club.
No, that's even more awkward.
I was like, I knew she was human.
Can you read the
Hey,
Robert
they
one?
need to decompress too.
Can you read Robert's?
Robert said, I am thankful for the teachers that were there for my son, Epi. They never gave up on him. He was kind of slow and he struggled so much in school. And because of these teachers, he graduated and now he's serving in the army and living the life he wants.
Nice.
We do
Nice.
appreciate you, Epi. We
Now
do
you know
appreciate
there
you.
was a I tell you I'm doing some work for the YMCA, right? Well, I'm volunteering, and though I did a function for them maybe like 2 months ago, and there was a kid. They said we wanted to introduce you to somebody, and we'd like to give him a little scholarship money, and I was like, okay. Well, he graduated, and he was only 15 years old, and I was like, I've never heard that young.
Wow.
He graduated at 15 years old.
High school.
Yeah, he and he was already gonna go like to Kingsville or something. He's gonna go to
Wow.
college up there. But I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they can test out. Students can test out if they're at that level. They can request that from the school.
Wow,
Test
that's
out.
cool.
Why keep them? Why keep them for 3 more years if they don't need it?
Yeah.
But some of them stay too because they want to do the socialization part.
Yeah.
They don't want to miss out on prom and favorites
Yeah,
and all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
okay.
Homecoming, but they'll be like at the top of the class.
Yeah.
You know.
That is
Mhm.
interesting. That is interesting.
So this is how I know if a student's been in my class out in the public. I have a certain laugh, and they'll mimic my laugh, and it's so if they're in my class, they'll do the laugh at
No
me.
way,
Yes, and that's
really?
where I really laugh. I'm not doing it right now, but
Yeah.
that's so the class would be everybody doing the evil laugh. You belong to me. So in public, they've done the evil laugh to me. I'm like, I know you.
Yeah, yep, you're one of mine.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
That is cute.
I wonder like of all the teachers actually have a little thing that they do.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Is there a
You know what I remember from one of my 3rd grade teachers?
that was a
Maybe because
long
maybe
time
because
ago,
I used
buddy.
to talk too much, but she would say, "Silence is golden." And once she said it like that, like silence is golden, I just like, oh.
And you got quiet, huh?
that was a cue.
Now y'all know what to tell Ray.
Silence is golden.
I might go
But
up
like
to
that
him.
with the silence is golden.
I might go up to him when he's in the DJ booth. Silence is
Oh,
golden.
no. I'm like, no. Don't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was scarred me.
Aw.
So with the teaching and everything from all the grades that you've taught, what is the one that you enjoyed
I
the
love
most?
them all.
But one of them.
One year I went from pre-K to sixth grade, and from one year to the next, and people were like, "How did you do the jump?" I was like, "Sixth graders are just big pre-Ks. They go for the stickers and the whole shebang." And that was at South Park, and those kids were awesome. They took very good care of me. All of my years, my students have taken very good care of me.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
But I would have to say pre-K because they know how to party.
Did it hurt your heart to see South Park go?
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah.
I had friends who worked there and they had to move to different places too. So I heard the whole sadness, you know.
Yeah, that's sad. I know that my daughter, she went to school in the elementary here, Central Park. That got removed to Gloria Hicks. Then she went to Hamlin. That's being removed to a different school. You know, raised the next one, and then that
Now they've been
disappears.
breaking down and combining, breaking down and like making it all new again.
Yeah.
A whole different type of district.
And then so with that being they're exactly the same, but you said the pre-K was your favorite because
Oh man, those kids can dance and party, and they were so excited to be there. And they change from pre-K where you'll see them walking on the hall like just perfect little children. Then you see kindergarten spinning around, jumping, bouncing. They change from one year to the next.
Or is it from one teacher to the next?
No, they change. It's called autonomy. By the time they're 5 years old, they think they're the only one in the whole wide world. So nothing else matters. In pre-K, you're like, oh my God, everybody's watching me. I better behave.
Really?
Yeah, you'll see it. There's a difference. Just
So-
watch them walk.
So you know the way that they had started up the whole. They wanted to do like you start with pre-K and then you go to the next grade with the same teacher. What did you think of that? Like,
Well, I went to a private school where they had third grade to eighth grade all in one room, and we shared teachers throughout that year. I mean, throughout those years. So I can see that, but one teacher following them, I think that might be good for some kids. I can't say that's a blanket thing for everybody because some kids need change or they didn't mesh well with that teacher.
Yeah.
Some kids, my kids would probably say, I'll stay with you, Miss Lozano. It probably would have been that deal. But there's some kids that, I had it with Miss Lozano. I need a different teacher.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that
some
makes
people
sense.
need
you know,
change.
we got really lucky because my son was my son or my daughter.
Junior.
My son, he went into pre-K, and the teacher that he got, she was amazing. She was an amazing teacher pre-K, and somehow, some way, the kindergarten teacher left, and she's well, I'll move up to kindergarten, and she went to kindergarten, and then the next year, she moved to first grade,
Cool.
and he was all like, "This is like the most amazing thing. I got the same
And he
teacher
liked his
again."
teacher.
Yeah, he
I got
loved
the
it.
same
We
teacher
loved
again.
her, yeah.
When they
Awesome.
switched it from first to second, that was an issue.
Oh, yeah.
It was an issue. He was all like,
Different
but
style.
she's not going to be there no more. She's not going to be there no more. And, that was a big,
Yeah, I could see that being heartbreaking, especially when they're little like that, because they get very attached.
Yeah.
Like pre-K kids, some teachers hug, bye. I would get the kisses on the cheek,
Yeah.
or they behave for me and not at home, and I'll say, "Oh, so and so was excellent," and they'll put their hand on their hip and look at them. "Why aren't you excellent at home?"
we ran into, I want to say this real quick. Robert said that his grandson is going to start school this year. That he hopes he has fun out there.
Yeah.
A big good luck to all the kids.
Yes.
All the kids will be starting school next week here.
It's already next week.
Next week they'll be starting school. Guys, y'all take care of these kids. They're gonna do great. They're gonna have a great school year. I'm very happy for all of them that are going back to school. If there's any kids out there, and if there's any kids that need still some school supplies or like backpacks or anything like that, reach out to us. I'll find some way of getting it to you.
We got those resources.
Yeah, we got some resources. I still got some backpacks that if you got a kid that's actually, in desperate need of them, reach out to me. I got them. Also, a deal that I want y'all to keep in mind, guys, when you're talking about a teacher. Remember, I told y'all that I thought that they had these superpowers. One day, my son was in school, and he absolutely admired a teacher that like really, really loved. He loved this teacher so much. He loved this teacher, this teacher, this teacher. He would come home, talk about this teacher, talk about this teacher, talk about this teacher, talk about this teacher. One day he went to school and the teacher had a mild heart attack in class, and he was devastated. They were very devastated. The kids were devastated. They were like, I don't know if I want to go back to school. I don't know if I want to do this.
This was what, in the
fourth grade, fifth grade. The bad thing is, he came home. Of course, he's a teacher. It's none of our business. It's nothing. It's none of whatever his illness was. But he came to us and said, "Dad, I don't know what ever happened to him though, because he never came back to school." We finally got with one of the principals, and they had him write him a
nice.
note and saying that he's not sick no more, that he's home, but he wasn't going to be returning that year. And that just made their day. And I remember him telling me, "Dad, I didn't know that they could get sick." And I understand. I mean, he literally said, "I didn't know that they could get sick, Dad. I didn't know what was going on." And he was like touching his heart, and like I was like, what are you doing? Like, and they said that he had a mild heart attack, and we're like, oh my God.
And they
he
do
was
kind of see us like kids put teachers on a pedestal.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
because we have all the answers.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
we know everything about everything. So, but when you're with a class 5 days a week for so many hours, for so many months, you really, really, really get close to each other.
Yeah.
You're like a family,
Yeah.
you know, and you've got to be a unit together to make the class work.
Yep.
So I can understand that.
So speaking of
Yeah.
that, Don, who was that you can remember? Who was the favorite? Who was your all-time favorite teacher? And what grade?
Castoris Elementary, 6th grade, Mrs. Hodges. I still use some of the stuff that she taught me.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Till this day. Matter of fact, when I was helping my grandmother set up her classroom, Mrs. Hodges walked by. She was teaching at the same, they were at Crockett together. So that was cool. So she saw me right before I became a teacher.
Oh man, that's
That is so
She was
cool.
my absolute favorite. She was so
Did you
cool,
tell
so
her?
awesome.
Did she know?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. She didn't recognize me at first because, like I say, you change so
you-
much.
yeah.
She's like, you were this tall, now you're this tall.
Exactly.
So
No,
this-
dude. Ever since I know Don, she's always just been that tall.
With
That
a
was
bass drum.
so you can actually use that. So if you ever run into a kid and you don't remember him, you say, you were this tall, now you're this tall. he got me on it though. I really did. I was all like, oh yeah, I was. Yeah, you're correct.
What's cool is to, because Facebook is such a social place. I'll have grandparents or parents write, "Do you remember my kid?" And they'll send me a picture of them older, and I'm like, "Do you got a picture of them when they were little?" I'm like, "Oh my God, yes, I remember your children. I remember."
Yeah.
Carlos put something on there. If you want to read it?
Let's see what he put. He put, "I give teachers a lot of credit because they don't do it for the money. They do it because they love it. Because we all know they're underpaid when they should get top dollar." In my opinion, I completely agree.
Yeah, some across the United States, some teachers get paid very well, but here in South Texas, even in Central Texas, they get paid better. But in South Texas, I'm going to say it, not so much.
Wow.
Not so much. I mean, it's okay. I'm a single lady and I was able to support myself all these years, but it could be better.
Yeah.
You compare it to San Antonio, you compare it to Austin, it's not equivalent.
Yeah, no, we need new people in that CCSD board.
Yeah.
And I said it. I said it. I
I'll
don't
back
care.
you up. I agree.
I know they need new police chief over there, CCSD. That's all I'm saying.
PD.
Yeah, but no, it's really awesome to hear, everything that you've gone through and everything that you've done teaching and, the book. Let's go back to this book because, I have had a couple of friends that have written books, have done some stuff with books, and they just don't know the next steps of what they should do with it.
Okay, so I self-published, and when I did it, Amazon had a sister company called Create Space. They no longer have that. They're connected with Kindle now, where you can self-publish through Kindle.
Oh, wow.
And back when I did it, there was no charge if you did all your own editing and everything. But I think now there might be like a startup charge, and then they help you with it. But I did all of my own editing and setup and all that, so I paid nothing.
Wow.
And now I just get royalties whenever I sell a book. You
That
get
is
it
so-
certain parts during the year.
That is
Mhm.
so awesome. That is so cool. I'm very proud of you for
I'm
doing
very
that.
proud of you.
year.
Yeah.
It took me a year. People look at it, oh, it's just a little kid's story, but it wasn't the story that took a long time. It was setting up the activities
Yeah.
and how I wanted the design
The
of the book is
strategy
really,
and
yeah, that too. It's the design, like I said. Then after I created this curriculum guide, I said, oh my God, kids aren't going to check this out of the library. So I got the story out of the book, and this is just the story. This is the teaching
Oh,
book.
that is cool.
It's right here. But the book is just like a kid's book, but I put a song in there. I put vocabulary in there for the kids to look at. And they're like really good for like beginning readers. You know?
Yeah.
And what do they run? How much do they run out there?
So on Amazon, the curriculum guide, I believe it's like $14.99.
$14.99.
And then the storybooks, I believe, are $10.99 or $11, something like that. Mm-hmm.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
But I
That-
have,
you-
but I have some, and if anybody in Corpus wants a signed copy, I deliver too.
that is so awesome.
That is cool.
That
This,
is-
it makes my
Yeah.
heart happy.
Then kids
like
get
this-
to meet
oh
an
my
author.
goodness.
You
That,
know,
that is so
Yeah.
cool. Were you able to go and do a little book signing?
I've done a couple of meet the author events this summer.
Recently, right?
Mhm, yeah, a couple of them this summer. It was kind of cool.
You know,
Some of my students brought their kids.
I have a guy that's going to be a gentleman that's going to be coming on the podcast in a week or two. He is a comic. He owns a comic
Comic Club.
comic club, and he's bringing a big event here. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to actually have inside there for book signing there.
Cool.
I think that would be something that I would like to talk to him about having it there.
Yeah.
I know that me and one of the people that are doing stuff in there are kind of setting up that we might be doing the podcast out of the Comic-Con there.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
going to be something that we're coming
A
up to here.
project. Yeah, that's nice. Cool.
Yeah. So before we kind of coming to a close over here, but I do want to mention that we do have the blood drive that's coming up next week.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday. Domingo. That's the Sunday. Remember Domingo? It's called Sunday. Sunday is called Domingo. This Sunday, guys, it's gonna be at the Lady de Guadalupe.
Our Lady of Guadalupe on Hiawatha.
Our Lady de Guadalupe on. You see the way I flip it. Our Lady of
But
Guadalupe.
I understood.
Yeah, Our Lady de Guadalupe on Hiawatha Street. That's going to be from 10 to 2. 10 to 2. If you show up a little late, they're still going to take your blood.
Yes.
I know that the blood drive is going to be a really big deal for Jessica Reyes, which is her birthday, and this is the drive for her.
It's in honor of this.
In honor of Jessica. And this blood, guys, what we did find out was 1 pint of blood. 1 pint of blood can save up to 4 people. 1 pint of blood. So, like, just say, for instance, you showed up over there and you donated 1 pint of blood. You donated 1 pint of blood, and you hear of something that goes down in a different city or our city, and they needed blood. You can actually pat yourself on the back because most likely your blood just saved them.
That's awesome.
Your-
Just like
your
this past Friday with that real bad accident
Yeah.
at Costores and SPID, there was a lot of people hurt, and you never know. Maybe some of them needed blood. Once again, this is going to be at Our Lady of Guadalupe this Sunday from 10 to 3. It was originally 2, but so many people have signed up that they extended it to 3. And I believe it's going to start at 9, not 10 now,
Oh my God.
Oh,
just because they've had so many
Nice.
people pre-registering. And that's not including the people that are just going to show
just
up.
walk up.
That's
there.
what I was
The
Yeah.
walk-ups, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that you give a pint of blood. I think you get a T-shirt from the blood bank. Also, a gift certificate to Chili's, and then there's going to be other raffles, and then there's going to be free food, and there's going to be free drinks given out. Not adult beverages, but sodas
I don't know if that's a
and
good
juices.
idea. Having
Sodas
an
and
adult beverage after you give blood.
sodas and juices and stuff like that, man. So
Yeah,
We'll
guys.
have to see you there.
So just for instance, like he said, that wreck that was here on Castores there. If they were low on blood at the hospital there, your blood could have been the one to save them there.
yes.
Just keep that in mind, guys. there's a Robert on there saying that he wants to offer a few tattoos for the cause. You could reach out to Jessica Reyes and Monica Reyes, and I don't know which other Reyes, but one of those Reyes.
one of the Reyes.
They're probably on here somewhere, so if you could reach out to one of
I saw
them.
Jessica on here earlier.
I happen to be a Reyes.
Yeah, hello, that's me.
Oh yeah, you are a Reyes.
Yeah, Robert, reach out to Ray, and you see, what y'all can
we'll
arrange.
put it together, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be with them out there. Excuse me.
I think tomorrow my sister said she wants to go have lunch at the
Texas Coffee Bar.
yes, that place.
I was gonna surprise Sylvia with that. Thanks for ruining the surprise.
What? Wait a minute.
Back on the ranch.
Yeah, but no, man, it's really cool that a lot of people here think like that the people around us in the community, just go to work and go home and everything. And I like to point out that this book right here, to you, this is your baby.
Yeah.
This is the baby that you put out. And I've ran, a lot of businesses, and I feel that those were my babies. And one thing that I would like to congratulate you and really thank you for taking the leadership and making that
Thank you.
out there here in the Corpus in the community. This
Thank
is
you.
something that other cities and states see, and it comes back to us. It comes back to Corpus.
Exactly.
This is you are a teacher from here. You are a person who did something. I'm sorry to say it, but from Miller, but but
Woohoo, go Bucks.
you go back to the roots of our community, and this is something that the community can stand behind. And this book right here, if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, this is a good way. As a lot of people tell me with my daughter, my son, my daughter, one of the big deals that I remember doing with my daughter was reading to her, reading to my son. And my son really, we kind of leaned more toward the TV, of the TV showing him more. I guess as we got older, we kind of got more lazier, and we kind of let Barney teach him, and Dora teach him. And back with my daughter, we read to her. And I think that and I'm one of them. I'm one of the ones that thought TV would probably be better for them. But I think bringing it back down to life and saying hey, this book right here,
An actual book in
it
their
gets
hands.
more sentimental with you and your kid, reading a book like this to your kid and the kid enjoying it. And one thing that a lot of parents don't realize till later on in life, that they will remember this. They will remember you reading them a book. They won't remember you showing them Dora. They won't remember you showing them.
Do you
Barney.
think a lot of parents are turning to what he just said, like Miss
Yes,
Rachel and Barney?
I don't see everybody. When I had my meet the teacher,
Mhm.
there wasn't a lot of people stopping for books, but they'll stop for candy and they'll stop for mugs. So education isn't always at the forefront, even though this was a lot cheaper than the candy and the mugs. And to meet an author, it was the choices that they were making. I'd see the kids looking at me, but the parents didn't have too much interest in it. But books are best. There are audio books that highlight words to help struggling readers, because not all kids enjoy books. A book once in a while, okay, cool. But yes, kids are turning towards that technology, and it's not always a bad thing. We watched Sesame Street growing up. We watched The Electric Company.
Right.
But there's just more variety and more options for kids now. And again, that's how they're being geared. You can't change that.
Yeah.
The world is changing. We
So have
to
you ever
change
thought
with
of,
it.
of putting the book down on video?
Yes. Don't know if you know Will Diaz. He went to Miller. We called him Bubba.
Okay.
And he does that type of work, and he's offered to do that for me for my books. It was a
That's
couple of years
awesome.
ago he said that, but yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Well,
That-
something we can make happen here.
And do you think it's just the age difference, like why we switched over to electronics, or what do you, I mean, I'm
They're-
calling you out, so
They're
because-
little on it.
I think that, times change because our kids are 6 years apart. So a lot happened in 6 years. Technology just, took a
Started booming.
Yeah, just booming, and and it was easier to pull out the iPad and do your
And
work
that's
here.
the way kids are now.
Yeah.
2 years old. Even my little nephew. I mean, I'll watch him just. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
you're 2. You can't even say full sentences yet. And you're over here just
Right, exactly.
on technology.
Yeah. Logging in. And,
Yeah.
You know, and I've noticed that that with the books, like I don't go and get the books over there, but I noticed that like they weren't there a long time ago, where they would have the little stands with the free books
Oh,
where you're
yeah.
able to go
I know
get
what
out
you're
of them.
talking about.
You know, that's pretty cool. But I've never ever in my whole time of seeing them seen somebody actually go stop and get the books there.
Well,
So-
actually,
Is
I'm
there
sorry.
still book fairs at school?
That's what you're
There
talking,
are
right?
book
Yeah.
fairs,
Book fairs.
but libraries, elementary libraries, clean out their shelves often and offer free books to kids, but kids don't go get them. I would send my kids, go get some books.
Yeah.
Go get some books for your sister. Go get some. While they went to make their library trip, they'd come back with books.
Yeah.
They're free. Take them. Librarians clean out their libraries because they get new books every year.
Yeah.
And you can't just keep them all, although I would, but you can't.
But I'll say I think also that that comes from parents as well. It's the environment and how the kids are being taught and the tools are being used. Because I remember when my daughter, she's 24 now. She's 24.
She's old.
Yeah. So when she started coming up and learning to read, we'd make an event out of it. We'd go to Barnes and Nobles. That was a treat. On Friday, go. We're gonna buy a book. And so that was a big thing for her, and that's something she
So
enjoyed.
I'm sure that stuck with her too.
Yeah, it
so when
stuck with
she
her.
has kids, she might do the same.
Yeah, and even now
thing.
she's in college and she's like, I want to go to, I'm going to go to Barnes and Nobles and just, relax, that's a thing. And then with my son, it was a little different. It was more technology that we use
yeah.
as a tool, and
because times are changing and so are the kids.
Yeah.
Right in front of your eyes that quick.
right,
You know.
right, yeah. So it's different. It's very different. And I like
Yeah.
that you're kind of rolling with the times.
Yeah, you better believe
yeah,
it. And I
that's
enjoy
awesome.
it too.
Yeah, that
you
is
know?
awesome.
I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are very,
Yes.
very
When-
resistant. Yeah,
When
they're like,
COVID happened and teachers had to teach online, so different. A lot of teachers struggled with that. I almost did my research on that
Yeah.
kind of struggle because all the socialization was out the window.
right.
They didn't know how to do it. You can't give a sticker and a stamp. I gave away imaginary credit cards and planets,
So
and it worked.
And it worked.
You got a credit card to Disney, and you can go anywhere you want. Everybody's going on a cruise, you know.
Yeah, those
But
were
with my
interesting times.
tutoring, I don't do that, but I mail them stickers. So every week it's like getting a prize, for their hard work. They get stickers in the mail.
Yeah, they
you know?
still get that acknowledgement.
Yes, and that
yeah,
hands something in their hand from their
that's
teacher.
awesome.
So when I see them, they're showing me their stickers.
It
on
goes
screen.
a long way. It
Yeah,
really
that's
does.
so
Just
cool.
stickers,
Yeah.
When I was in elementary, my whole ordeal, and I don't know why they don't do it anymore. I guess there's no reason for it, but they used to have the little machine that you would go put a quarter and you'll get a
We
pencil.
still have them.
A pencil?
They still there?
That and stickers. Stickers that come in the little white cardboard. Oh, yeah. And you got your Dallas Cowboys, your Texans. You got all that.
And the kids like them still.
oh,
and,
you better believe it.
that's so
You
cool.
better believe it. The
You know-
pencils are hot,
Yeah, the pencils, man.
The machine will break where they have to get another one. That machine's so hot.
Yeah, that was so cool. I thought that was like the coolest thing
Yeah.
ever.
Those are cool memories.
And what about cafeteria wise? Do you go eat with the kids ever? Did you ever go eat with them?
Yes, very much I did. And it's really cool because, like I was saying earlier, I knew the siblings, the younger ones, or they passed through. Walking to the cafeteria, I felt like a star. Miss Lozano, my high fives. And, and I would invite the little ones to come to online tutoring to watch with the older ones. And they would hang out with us.
Yeah.
Even right now, I have little ones hanging out with their siblings. Why not? Why not?
That's so
But the
cool.
cafeteria is still crazy and it's still loud.
Yeah. Does everybody still boo
When you drop a
when you
tray
drop
or
a tray?
something?
No, they don't do that. They don't do that.
That was the
before.
fun part of
I
it.
know.
You were the one saying it, right? That's
Yeah.
why.
Started
I was
it.
the one dropping the tray. It wasn't fun for me.
I was like, boo.
You were the
Yeah.
bully tripping people,
And
bro.
that's why your teacher kept you after school. She said
Yeah.
it was teaching. It was really time out.
She probably did. You know what? If that teacher's looking at it right now, you better not have been doing that to me. Nah,
Hey, you made 100, so
Yeah.
it paid off.
I had one teacher that it was my math teacher. That like I told you, my math was like on point, and it was 5th grade, and the way it was multiplication and division or whatever it was at that period of time, and we would start the class, and he would go through the class and tell me, okay, this is what we're gonna go through, and I'll fill out the paper and give it to put on the thing, and he'll tell me, all right, you could go, Scott. Well, it was me, and I would go against the janitors, the some other teachers. It was a cafeteria guy. They would come pull me out of class to play me chess. They're playing this fifth grader chess. They would go pull me out of class, and it was math. It was only math class because my other classes I had to do all the work. I don't think those teachers ever liked me.
Aww,
And reading
I'm sure
and
they
all the
did.
science, and I just did not like those classes. But this one class, he would tell me, his name was Mr. Vicks. If there's anybody on here that remembers Mr. Vicks, fifth grade, I think it was Blanchmore. They would come get me out, and they'll take me to the janitor's room, and there was a chessboard set up, and I would go play them chess in between this class. And I kid you not, there's never been anybody in that school that would be able to beat me in fifth grade. They tried getting me to go to chess.
They tried.
To get me to go to chess.
Like
what?
competitions and
No,
stuff?
no, like after school.
Oh, like a chess
Chess
club?
club.
I would not go to it because that was for the nerds.
What?
You
I
still-
would-
still
I
You
would
were an
know.
underground nerd, bro.
Yeah, I was
Just
underground,
admit
man.
it, man.
I was
Admit it.
underground. A big shout out to Mr. Joey's on right now.
Oh, hey Joey. Hey Lisa.
Sorry about Miller, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry what happened to Miller's band. I mean, sorry what's happened to Miller.
To
Sorry
Miller's
what-
band. Just
No,
talking a lot of mess over here.
Yeah, no, we have to talk mess. We're rivals. We're Ray.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, we're Go Texans. You know what I mean? Like you don't mix those together. Let's see what else do we got here. I know we're coming to an end. I went to Blanchmore. Oh yeah, you went to the Blanchmore before Blanchmore was made. Blanchmore. You, Carlos said that he
Carlos.
went to Blanchmore at the original in Moore Plaza. Yeah, I did not know anything about that, buddy.
Wait a minute. What?
There was a Blanchmore at Moore Plaza?
Not that I'm aware. I don't know.
Ray?
I see. Moore Plaza used to be just a freaking
Like a
street.
field, right?
It
Like
was just a field.
thing.
Yeah.
Carlos, what are you talking about?
You know what? I'm not mistaken. I think there was a school there, though.
Was there?
Well, you know what? Isn't one of the streets called Blanchmore? there?
Blanchmore, that's what it's called. Blanchmore, the street. The street where
That's what
Moore
I'm
Plaza
saying.
is called Blanchmore.
That's what I'm saying. That one of the streets. So then maybe he knows what he's talking
wasn't
about.
the lady who owned the land Blanchmore?
Oh, well, there
And
you
that's
go.
why they named it
Moore
Moore
Plaza.
I think that was her
Oh.
land.
It's all coming
I
together.
think it was her land.
Wow, full circle.
Wow.
We're gonna do some research.
Carlos, was this back in the 40s?
I'm giving you all an assignment.
Yep.
We have homework. We have homework.
I want a full report
She did it. She did it.
with your punctuation.
With your punctuation.
No, I tell you what, man. Today's show was fun, Don.
It
Thank you so much
was.
for
Thank you
taking
for
time.
inviting me.
I know you have a
Pleasure.
busy schedule. I know you had today. You had your tutoring online, and you made time to come join us. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate it very much.
I also want to thank our new sponsor,
Eric Cantu,
Eric Cantu for Precinct 3,
District 3.
District 3. Okay,
District 3,
I got that
City
right.
Council, District 3. Yeah, but we do really appreciate you coming
Thank you.
on. And guys, y'all go check out the book. Y'all go order it on Amazon. Like I said, she's from our community. This is Corpus. This is not coming from a different city and the money going back over there to
Yeah,
there. That's
she's
this
one
is,
of us.
She's
Yeah.
one of us. She's the ones. Remember, I told you that they don't walk around in HEB. She actually does walk around in HEB. She
Walmart.
walks in Walmart.
And
She
Moore
walks.
Walmart,
Plaza.
and
Moore
Ross,
Plaza.
and
She's in
Ross,
our stores.
and Targets.
That's what it's all about, guys. You know, show support. Go look on Amazon. Go look at it. Look up her name on there and get her book. You can actually reach out to her, get her book. The tutorials. I'm actually going to be reaching out to you.
Okay.
I want to get out some of my nephews and nieces
All right.
to get some tutorials in there. And
So
you
give
know,
us the
just
name
a-
of your book again.
The name of the book is the Lily Pads Adventure Series. But if you look on Amazon, you type in my name, Dawn D. Lozano, and then they'll come up.
Nice.
Lily Pad Adventure Series.
Mhm.
Adventure Series.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, awesome, guys. We really do appreciate everybody who shared, everybody who liked it, everybody who's commented, everybody who has done anything and everything to be with us today. And we know that you could be cooking food right now, but it's burning, just to let you know. It's burning in the back of you.
Don't forget to change your put your clothes from your washer to your dryer.
Oh,
Yeah,
good one.
don't forget that. And
Hey guys, so with school starting, guys, be sure to reach out, man. If you can help out your teacher, support your kid, do that.
Yeah,
do that,
Ray,
'cause
you
there's a-
bought me crayons one year. I
yeah.
remember.
There's teachers who really need that those extra crayons or that extra paper or the extra whatever, even little erasers.
You know, I'm going to say something. In classrooms now, you're lucky if half of the kids show up with school supplies.
Really?
Yes, and they usually don't come with everything that they need. So parents assume the school gives the teacher school supplies. They have a limited amount that they will give out to kids that they know need them, but it all falls on the teacher.
And you're right. I did buy some crayons.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
yeah, I
You
did
brought
right.
me
I even went and
like,
took them to you.
a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah. Because you reached out and you said if anybody can help out with some crayons or whatever, send them my way, and I did.
And I appreciate it, and so did the kids. Everybody had crayons.
Yeah, that's awesome.
that is so awesome.
That
I
is
want to do
awesome.
paste because I used to eat paste when I was
Oh.
little. So I want to do paste.
Did you ever make like the fingernails?
No, but I want to get them some good tasting paste. So,
Apparently, they eat erasers too. That's what I've heard.
Oh,
And
my.
there's like pink erasers, and I think yellow and the pink taste better. Is what I've
no,
heard.
the paste tastes the
That's
best.
what I've heard. I don't know.
The paste tastes the best. There's nothing better than paste.
I used to put it on my hands and then
peel it.
then
They
peel
still
it.
do that.
They
They still do that.
That was so
You'll
fun.
catch them.
That would have been me. Yeah.
But all right, guys, we really do appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe, and once again, we hope to see you next Tuesday. And if all goes well, we'll be on at 7:30. Remember, guys, fix y'all's time because y'all were like 10 minutes late today.
Yeah, it wasn't us.
Dang.
It wasn't us at all.
What
wasn't
were y'all
us. It was
doing?
y'all.
What were y'all doing?
Laters. Peace out, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.